Arizona Sports. Breaking news.
Breaking news here on the Burns and Gambo show. The Phoenix Suns have acquired center Nick Richards from the Charlotte Hornets. Gambo's got the details. Take it away.
So, yes, the Suns are trading Josh Okogie and 3 second-round picks to the Charlotte Hornets for Nick Richards, and they will get a second back for this coming draft. The second they're getting back is for this coming draft. So we are able to break that news, beat Shams by 25 seconds, but we beat Shams. I always like that. We beat Shams.
Okay. You know what? I'm much more interested in talking about what it means for the Phoenix Suns, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Nick Richards.
They just told Josh Okogie. So they just informed Josh Okogie that he has been traded. So that's the deal.
Okay, so a lot of things to react to on this one. Okay, number one, we saw again the problems last night at the center position. They were most pronounced in the 20 offensive rebounds they gave up and the 27 second chance points. We have to see if Nick Richards is the guy. They get a second-round pick back, but they trade 3 of their own. If I'm not mistaken, that leaves them with 2 tradable second-round picks, right?
Yes.
They had 4. They traded 3, but they got 1 back. So that leaves 2 that are now available. Okogie's contract today was also the very first day, January 15th, they were allowed to trade Josh Okogie. We had kind of looked at today as some sort of a marker point, like a mile marker on the whole trade deadline decisions and what they were going to do. They had to, today was the first day they were eligible to do it, and they obviously didn't waste any time. This organization was not in a position to waste time looking for a center. If they were going to make an acquisition, if they were going to do something, they needed to do it as soon as possible. I guess the really big picture question now is this season, is this team worth them giving up 3 second-round picks, of which they have so few to deal with, to get a center? Are they really a Nick Richards away from reaching their full potential?
It's a start.
That is the question.
It's a start. It's a start. They needed a physical body down low, and especially after last night. If that wasn't the telltale sign and you need somebody that's a little more physical at the center spot, that was it. So Josh Okogie, that contract moves. They, of course, wanted to trade Nurkic to Charlotte, but now you've got Nurkic, you've got Plumlee, you've got Nick Richards, you've got Oso Ighodaro. You got a lot of centers right now.
Gambo, that is now the next question. Okay, I mean, the 2 big questions you have to ask yourself if you're a Suns fan. Number one, what does Nick Richards do to improve your overall profile as a potential playoff team? That's number one. And number 2, you got 4 centers now. Oso's not going anywhere.
Right.
Mason's not going anywhere. Jusuf Nurkic, you just gave away 3 of your 4 second-round picks. You don't have any sweeteners left for somebody to take on Jusuf Nurkic's contract, right? Unless you're going to give up 2031, which seems highly, highly unlikely at this point. You are almost out of things to attach to Jusuf Nurkic to convince a team to take him off your hands.
Right.
They're going to waive and stretch him?
I think, that's an option. I'm going to look at that right now. That could be an option. I'm going to try to find out during one of these breaks. But it's... we asked the other day if Jusuf Nurkic had played his last game. I think now it's pretty fair to say the answer is yes. The centers that are going to play will be Nick Richards, Plumlee, and Ighodaro. Those are your centers that are going to play. I think at this point, it's fair to say that Nurkic has played his final game with the Suns. I'm not reporting that, but I'm going to find out. But I do think that it's very likely that that's what happened.
You're not going to carry 4 centers on your roster, okay? And Nurkic has, what's funny is that we were actually going to have a conversation a little later on in the show as to whether they could have used Jusuf Nurkic last night because they were just, brutalized on the boards the way they were against the Atlanta Hawks. Now with Nick Richards, so he comes in, he's a 7-footer, 8.9 points, 7.5 rebounds, 1.2 blocks, shooting about 56% overall, plays about 21 minutes per game. Kevin Zimmerman just wrote a story about him a couple days ago for ArizonaSports.com, pointing out that the last couple of years he's been a really good rim roller for Charlotte. He shot 69% last season. That is certainly something you would want to see in Coach Bud's offense, a guy who you can play the pick and roll with, and he can get to the rim a little bit. He helps for a team that's in 11th place and has yet to find any consistent stride all season long. Are they a Nick Richards away? And time will tell. We don't know. We know the talent's there. We know this team needs an infusion of toughness.
Yes.
They need an infusion of attitude. No one is expecting Nick Richards to come in and be the leader on a team when you've got Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, and Bradley Beal. But he can come in and give them a little bit of backbone. He can come in and give them a little bit of physicality and play with a little of that extra energy that they clearly lack on most nights.
100%.
That is going to be the thing he's called upon to do.
Yeah, this isn't like, in my opinion, and I don't know if you agree with this or not, this isn't, let's go get Jimmy Butler at 35 and a half years old. You got Durant, you got Booker, you got Beal. Like, go get pieces around them that will fit better than what you have. To give you some physicality, give you some toughness, physical toughness, mental toughness, youth, athleticism, rim running, protecting. That's one of the areas they're really struggling at. They're getting killed around the rim. So I think I had said all along, I would have not have blown this team up. I'm going to go for it this year with Beal, Durant, and Booker. And then if I don't get very far in the playoffs, I'll consider blowing it up in the offseason. But I was not in favor of blowing it up now. I wanted to see them do some deals like this. Now, maybe they're not done. Maybe there's other deals to be made. But that was one chip that you had to trade, and that was Josh Okogie. And we knew the other day when Josh Okogie started to not play that could be a big reason why he was not playing, is because they were going to trade him.
Yeah, so now, to your point, this is, okay, obviously nothing's getting blown up. Now, it's not Jimmy Butler, and maybe that's a good thing. In fact, I think that's probably a good thing, because Jimmy Butler is a real, long-term commitment that you're making, both in terms of, what you'd be giving up to get him and the money that you'd have to pay him once you walked in the door. This is something in between. This kind of sends a message, hey, we're not done yet. We're not done trying yet. We still have some things that we think we can accomplish. I think, the question is, and I know I keep asking this, is this team an upgrade at center away from being everything we hoped it could be? And I asked that question, and we're going to break because we got Corbin Burns. I asked that question because it seems like we're always talking about, oh, they're a point guard away. Oh, they're a coach away. Oh, they're a this away. They're a that away. Is Nick Richards the latest? Oh, they're a center away from being everything we thought they could be, because we've kind of done this for the last 2 years where we think they're just that one little piece away from being everything we want. We find out that that's not it.
I think it's a start, but I wouldn't say that that's it. They're where they need to be.
Thanks for watching Burns and Gambo. Click to see more from the guys and hit the button in the middle to subscribe so you never miss a video from Arizona Sports.